Hello everyone and welcome back to episode 10 of Drams Delivered. This month we are going to be trying Kilchoman, Sanaig, and Matt's going to tell you a little bit about the distillery and a little bit about the dram.
Yeah, so Kilchoman is a relatively new distillery. It was set up by Anthony Willis in 2005. It's located in the sort of northwest point of Islay. So Islay is a whisky region in itself. For those who don't know where it is, if you look at a map of Scotland, off the southwest coast, there is a little island, and this is called Islay. Islay is very, very famous for peated whisky. We'll talk a little bit about peat later on, but it is a divisive flavour profile. A lot of you guys have been asking us for it, so we thought we'd bring one to the table. Some of you will thank us, some of us maybe not, but we'll find out and hopefully convert some of you to peat, because we're definitely both fans, I think.
Big fans of peat.
So small distillery. It was set up, as I say, 2005. Capacity is about 220,000 litres of alcohol. That sounds like a lot. Compare that to likes of Glenlivet, Glenfiddich. They're like 10 plus million. So this is super, super small scale. And they have a farm on site, which I think you'll maybe tell us a little bit about, John.
So part of the idea with Kilchoman is that it's almost sort of grain to glass. So for a small proportion of the whisky that they produce, they actually grow the barley themselves. Now, as we've talked on previous episodes about, it's actually very difficult to completely supply yourself with barley. You would need, pretty much the whole island of Islay if you were going to grow your own barley for everything you do. So Kilchoman have a range called 100% Islay, and that is all entirely grown by them, it's malted by them, it's then turned into whiskey by them. So Kilchoman Sanaig that we're going to be trying today isn't entirely produced on Islay, but that same ethos is there, and I think it trickles down throughout all of their releases, that they're trying to do things on a small scale and very, very high quality.
Yeah. 100% Islay is a lovely dram. You should check it out, but I think we both prefer Sanaig, which is why we chose it. 100% Islay tends to be all mainly matured in bourbon casks. This is a 70-30 split, 70% Oloroso, 30% bourbon. So we think, basically, get it open. Yeah, I think we think sherry and smoke is a good combo.
Yes, absolutely. So it's a weighty bottle.
It's a weighty bottle.
And,
what a
lovely colour.
You don't get that with bourbon, do you?
No.
Oh, that is... Yeah, I don't care where the barley's been made for that. It looks like that. That looks good.
A bit like treacle, so shall we open it?
Your turn, I think.
I think it is.
Your turn.
Okay.
So while John's opening that, we'll maybe talk a little bit about peat itself. Peat, for those who don't know, is earth that's been sort of compressed over about 3,000 years. The peat they use for this expression is from Islay. And Islay is a very, very exposed island. It gets battered by the Atlantic Ocean. So there's a lot of maritime elements in the soil that just compress over thousands of years. So in the whiskey making process, you need to soak barley and then you need to dry that barley. So depending on how you dry that barley will make a big impact onto the whiskey. So imagine a floor of barley here. Underneath you have a kiln. So depending on what you fuel the kiln with, that will impact the flavour. So at Kilchoman, they use a mixture of wet and dry peat. So when you burn it, what you're looking to do is get as much smoke as possible. If you just put dry peat in, it'll go on fire. And I think actually Kilchoman found that out the hard way. And they had a fire in 2006, I think they had a fire. So now they soak peat in water in barrels. And the idea is not to get a fire, but to just get lots and lots of smoke. So the way to think about it is if you've been at a barbecue or a bonfire and you smell your jacket or t-shirt the next day, it stinks of smoke. So that's what the barley's doing. It's
that's what you're aiming for.
Clinging on to all that smoke. And that carries right throughout the process. And that's where we get this flavour from.
Earthy, smoky sort of flavour.
So my mouth is watering at the thought of it.
Shall we?
Yeah. Squeaky one.
Squeaky one this time.
Yeah. Amazing, thank you.
No problem at all. Shall we have a little taste?
I think we should. Yeah, I think we should. Yeah, so on the nose, that's unmistakably Islay for me. So that kind of earthy, rich, smoky, almost very maritime, leathery almost.
Leathery is a very
Leathery.
good note that you quite often get with sherry casks. Yeah, fantastic.
Cheers.
Cheers. Getting waves of coastal salinity. Really salty, sort of maritime air.
A barbecue note as well.
Barbecue is a very good note.
Barbecued,
Yeah,
cured meats.
yeah, quite meaty. Very different to the first to the 3 previous rams that we've had, which have all been relatively light. This is a full-on smoky sherry bomb.
Yeah. So we're definitely both Kilchoman fans, and
We actually had a Kilchoman tasting here in the bar, didn't we? Yeah.
well, we did, but we weren't there.
Unfortunately, we missed it because we actually had to go somewhere else.
We were at an awards, yeah. So the Malt Room was up for best whiskey bar in Scotland, or I can't remember the actual award, but we get nominated for so many, John.
It's hard to keep track. It's very hard to keep track.
But we didn't win it. Our good friends at the Sligahin in Skye won it, which was great. But the guys at the Sligahin came here before, heard there was a Kilchoman tasting, and wanted to stay here.
I think a couple of them actually did stay here for the tasting rather than come to the awards ceremony.
And we all ended up coming back here and drinking lots of Kilchoman together.
Yeah.
So I think the moral of that is,
if you get the chance to go to a Kilchoman tasting, take it.
take it. Yeah.
No matter what else is going on,
Yeah.
just go to the Kilchoman
Yeah.
tasting. You'll have a better time.
Turn up in a full kilt and
Yeah.
tie and whatnot, but the Kilchoman tasting is where you want to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully you're enjoying Kilchoman, small distillery in Islay. Hopefully we've uncovered that for some of you who maybe not come across it before. Yeah, there's not much more to say about it, but yeah, we are a fan. Hopefully we've filled the needs of some of our peat-loving members who were desperate to see peat, and hopefully we've converted some of you who didn't like it. And apologies if this one wasn't for you, but yeah, we had to throw it in there.
Yeah.
Well, cheers, and we
you
will see you all next month. Enjoy.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.